Have you ever stopped to calculate how much you really need to retire comfortably? Most people aged 40 or older think it might be too late to plan for their retirement. In this video, we will show that 40 is not too old to start planning for retirement if you focus on what really turns an ordinary financial future into an abundant retirement. The truth is, there is a silent trap, and if you don't act now, it could be too late. What lies behind those who achieve a worry-free retirement is not an exorbitant salary, but a smart strategy that goes far beyond official pension plans. This video will reveal the secret pillars that separate those who retire in fear of running out of money from those who live their dreams with security and freedom. Are you ready to discover how to turn this game in your favor? The key is not how much you make, but how you redefine the concept of wealth and take advantage of hidden gold mines that most people overlook. If you want to be part of the group that stops working by choice and not out of obligation, stay until the end because this guide will change everything. Subscribe to the channel and start your journey to a prosperous life today. He had to start by looking in the mirror, not with judgment, but with a clear-eyed honesty about where he stood. Calculating his net worth was the first real step, adding up every last asset and subtracting those stubborn liabilities to see the true picture of his financial health. It wasn't about feeling bad, it was about knowing the exact starting point of the race. This number, however surprising, was the foundation upon which all future wealth would be built. Next, he needed a destination, a number that felt almost mythical but was absolutely essential, his retirement number. A good rule of thumb, for instance, was aiming for a nest egg of around 25 times his expected annual expenses, a concept popularized by the FIRE movement. This figure, his personal pot of gold, represented the money required to buy his future freedom and security. It was the finish line he was now striving toward, a tangible goal instead of a vague worry. Finally, by placing those two numbers side by side, his current net worth and his future needs, the gap became painfully clear. This was the reality check, the moment that separated daydreams from a real plan. Seeing that shortfall wasn't a reason to despair. Oh no, it was the crucial spark that would ignite his journey to becoming truly rich. This gap was the map that showed him exactly how far he had to travel. He often pictured a life of luxury, imagining a mansion and fast cars, the classic symbols of having a lot of money. But one quiet evening, he realized that chasing that specific dream felt hollow, like he was trying to win someone else's race. True wealth, he discovered, isn't about keeping up with the neighbors. It's an intensely personal recipe for happiness, a quiet understanding of what makes your own soul feel rich. For him, that meant not a bigger bank account, but more time for his woodworking and those long, lazy mornings with a book. So he grabbed a notebook, nothing fancy, mind you, and started jotting down what actually made him smile. He dreamed of hiking through the redwoods in California, finally learning to play the blues on a guitar, and maybe a little cabin near a lake where the grandkids could visit. This simple list became his true financial target, his own personal definition of wealth that had nothing to do with a stock ticker and everything to do with a full heart. It was a game changer, shifting his focus from a generic number to funding a life he genuinely wanted to live. This shift is everything. It turns the abstract concept of money into the concrete fuel for your dreams. Without this clarity, you could end up with a fortune and still feel poor, having spent your best years building a life that doesn't fit you. Your mission, then, is to define what being rich means for you, personally, so every dollar you save has a purpose, and a destination far more rewarding than a number on a screen. He'd always imagined retirement as a finish line, a time to finally stop. But what happens after you cross it? The real secret isn't just about having enough money to stop working. It's about having a powerful reason to wake up each morning. Without a plan for purpose, that hard-earned wealth can feel surprisingly empty, and a person can drift into a fog of boredom. It's about crafting a life so rich with activity that you barely notice you've retired. So what does that look like in the real world? Perhaps it's finally turning that lifetime of woodworking in the garage into a small online store, selling beautiful handcrafted birdhouses. Or maybe it's the quiet joy of mastering the art of sourdough, sharing loaves with the neighbors, and turning a passion into a modest, fulfilling side hustle. The goal isn't to build a massive fortune, but to create a gentle stream of engagement. And yes, a little extra money that keeps the mind razor sharp and the spirit vibrant. This is how true wealth is protected, not just in the bank, but in one's well-being. This shift in thinking transforms everything. It's about building a life where your daily activities generate not only joy, but also a tangible sense of value and contribution. That hobby could very well bloom into a cozy business, one that doesn't demand backbreaking labor, but offers a profound sense of accomplishment. This is the path to a retirement that is genuinely rich, not just in financial terms, but in every meaning of the word. And the best part, this kind of planning adds a wonderful layer of security to those later years. He'd always felt that turning 50 was a finish line of sorts, a point where the race was pretty much run. But then he discovered something that felt like a secret superpower just for folks his age: catch-up contributions. It was like the financial universe was giving him a friendly nod and saying, "Hey, you've been around the block, here's a little something to help you make up for lost time." Suddenly, the idea of building real wealth wasn't a distant dream, but a tangible goal he could actively chase. Now this wasn't about finding some magical, get rich quick scheme. It was a straightforward, powerful provision in his 401k and IRA that allowed him to shovel in extra money above the standard limit. For instance, if the regular 401k limit was $22,500, he could add another $7,500 on top of that. That's an extra truckload of cash working for him, tax-deferred, every single year. It was the ultimate oops, I got a late start fix, and it felt like discovering a cheat code for retirement. He made a note on his calendar to check the contribution deadlines every quarter, treating it with the same importance as a major bill payment. This simple act transformed his anxiety about having enough into a calm, confident strategy. He wasn't just saving, he was strategically amplifying his future security, making sure his later years would be defined by freedom, not fear. This powerful tool was just sitting there, waiting for anyone wise enough to use it. He'd sit down with his bank statements, a cup of coffee, and a red pen, feeling a bit like a detective on the trail of his own disappearing money. It was never about deprivation, but about discovery, finding those little leaks, like that streaming service he never used or the daily fancy coffee that quietly siphoned off his future wealth. By honestly asking, is this a need or just a want, he started to see his financial landscape with stunning clarity. This newfound awareness was his superpower. He'd chuckle, realizing that packing a lunch a few days a week wasn't a sacrifice but a clever trick, effortlessly funneling an extra $100 a month straight into his investment account. That rich life he dreamed of wasn't built on a single lottery ticket salary, but on hundreds of these small, smart choices that added up to something monumental over time. It was about making his money work for him, instead of the other way around. The most powerful move, however, was a mental one, the one more year strategy. He imagined working just one additional year beyond his planned retirement date, not out of necessity, but by choice. Gosh, the sheer amount of wealth that single, extra year of maxed out contributions and zero withdrawals could generate was absolutely staggering. It was the ultimate safety net, the difference between retiring with just enough and retiring truly rich with peace of mind as his most valuable asset. He could feel it, that nagging weight of debt hanging over his future like a dark cloud. It wasn't just a number on a statement, it was the very thing stealing his freedom, month after month. Every dollar spent on interest was a dollar that couldn't work for him, a direct drain on his potential for future wealth. He knew deep down that true financial peace couldn't begin until he declared war on this enemy. So he started with the worst offenders, the credit cards and personal loans with their sky-high interest rates. He listed every single debt, staring at the ugly numbers, and committed to an aggressive avalanche plan. He'd throw every spare bit of money at the highest interest debt first, while making minimum payments on the rest, watching the biggest burden shrink faster and faster. It wasn't always fun. It meant saying no to some things now, but he pictured the relief of seeing those balances hit zero. Once the high-interest debt was gone, he turned his attention to the mortgage, the last big chain. He looked for ways to make extra payments, even small ones, whenever possible. Applying a yearly bonus or a tax refund directly to the principal could shave years off the loan. The goal was to walk into retirement owning his home free and clear, a massive monthly expense completely eliminated. That act alone would unlock a level of security that felt truly *rich*, making his retirement income stretch so much further. He'd been diligently saving for years, socking away a little bit of money from every paycheck. Yet a nagging feeling told him it just wasn't growing fast enough. He was playing not to lose, instead of playing to win. That's when he realized the real game wasn't about saving alone. It was about making that saved money work harder than he ever had. True wealth isn't just stored, it's built. So he took a long, hard look in the mirror and asked himself one simple question: how much risk can my stomach actually handle? He wasn't a young buck with decades to recover from a market tumble, but he also wasn't ready to stuff his entire nest egg under the mattress. He understood his time horizon was his greatest asset, a secret weapon most people his age completely ignore. It was about balancing the fear of loss with the absolute necessity of growth. He started smart, not complicated. Instead of trying to pick individual stocks, a surefire way to lose his shirt, he turned to the quiet giants, low-cost index funds and ETFs. These weren't flashy get-rich-quick schemes. They were the steady, reliable engines that built real, lasting wealth for the everyday person. It was like owning a tiny piece of the entire market, letting the world's growth slowly but surely pad his accounts without the crazy fees. He'd always thought of his health savings account as a simple tool for doctor's visits, a place to stash a little cash for copays. What a shame that would have been, to let such a powerful engine for building true wealth just sit there. It's like finding a forgotten lottery ticket in an old jacket. You just have to know it's there to claim the prize. Imagine for a moment the triple tax advantage. Money goes in tax-free, it grows completely tax-free, and it comes out tax-free for medical expenses. That's a trifecta the IRS rarely offers. By treating it as a stealth retirement account, one isn't just saving for a rainy day, they're building a fortress of financial security, brick by tax-free brick. This strategy quietly transforms a simple health account into a cornerstone of lasting wealth. A person in their 40s could start by maxing out their HSA contributions, treating it not as a flexible spending account, but as a non-negotiable investment. They then invest those funds in a low-cost index fund, something rock-solid like a Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and simply let compounding work its magic for 2 decades. The goal isn't to get rich quick, but to build a massive pool of tax-free money that makes retirement healthcare costs a breeze, not a burden. Now that's a hidden gold mine most people walk right past without a second glance. He'd always thought his 401(k) was the finish line, the single source of his future comfort. But a truly rich retirement isn't built on one pillar, it's a temple supported by many. It's about weaving a tapestry of income streams so that if one thread frays, the entire picture of his wealth remains unbroken and vibrant. He needed to look beyond the obvious. So he opened a Roth IRA, a beautiful vehicle where his money could grow completely tax-free. Every dollar he put in there was like planting a seed in a private garden, one the taxman could never harvest. This wasn't just about saving, it was about building a pot of gold that was entirely his, a source of tax-free income that would make his future self breathe a sigh of relief. It was a quiet, powerful move toward genuine financial freedom. Then came the taxable brokerage account, his playground for the stock market. This was for the money he might want before official retirement age, offering flexibility and growth. He wasn't gambling, he was patiently building a portfolio of rock-solid companies, the kind that pay dividends, those lovely little quarterly checks just for being an owner. This account became his active partner in wealth creation, a dynamic stream feeding his future lake of money. Real estate, oh boy, that seemed intimidating at first. But he started small, perhaps with a REIT or even crowdfunding platforms, dipping his toes in without drowning in a mortgage. The goal was to have assets that paid him, that put money in his pocket monthly without him trading hours for dollars. This was the ultimate dream, mailboxes filled with checks, a truly rich feeling that came from owning a piece of the world around him. He imagined a friend who turned a hobby into a small online store, selling handmade goods long after the grandkids were asleep. That tiny business, that extra trickle of cash, was pure gold. It wasn't about a massive fortune. It was about the psychological peace of knowing he had multiple arrows in his quiver. This diversified wealth was his real security blanket. The magic wasn't in any one grand, complicated gesture. It was in the steady, consistent act of building these streams, $1, one investment, one rental property at a time. He was no longer just a saver. He was an architect, designing a financial ecosystem that would sustain him. His money was finally starting to work as hard as he always had. He learned that true wealth isn't a number in a single account. It's the quiet confidence of options. It's the ability to weather a market crash because his real estate income is still flowing, or to help a family member because his side business is thriving. This network of resources was what separated a nervous retirement from an abundant one. He was building resilience, not just a bank balance. Starting this at 40 meant he still had time for compound interest to work its magic across all these different accounts. He had the experience to make smarter choices and the motivation of a clear deadline. This wasn't a race, it was a strategic march toward a finish line he himself designed, a future rich with possibility and security. He began to see every extra dollar not as something to spend, but as a seed to be planted in one of his many gardens. Each stream he started, no matter how small, was a declaration of independence. He was no longer betting his entire future on a single company's retirement plan. He was taking control, building his own empire of income, one that would support the life he truly wanted to live. He often pictured retirement as a distant shore, a place of rest he'd eventually reach. But the journey there, the map he'd need, felt blurry and out of focus. He knew Social Security was part of that map, a piece of the puzzle for building lasting wealth, but he didn't understand the rules of the game. The calculation itself is surprisingly straightforward, yet profoundly personal. They take your 35 highest-earning years, adjust them for inflation, and average them out. This number, your average indexed monthly earnings, is the foundation. It's not about a single year of making great money. It's about the steady, long-term climb. For someone at 40, this is powerful news. Every promoted year, every successful side hustle directly fuels that future monthly check. Think of a neighbor, Maria, a teacher. Her early years had lower pay, but her later career strides significantly boosted her average. That consistent effort, that gradual accumulation of higher-earning years, is what builds a rich foundation for her benefit calculation. It's a quiet, powerful lesson in persistence. Now the big question arrives like a fork in the road. Claim at 62, at full retirement age, or wait until 70. This single choice creates a financial ripple effect for decades. Claiming early at 62 offers immediate relief, a tangible reward for years of work. But the cost is permanent, a reduction of up to 30% of your full benefit, a smaller check that will follow you for the rest of your life. Choosing to wait, however, is a masterclass in patience. For each year you delay past your full retirement age, your benefit grows by about 8%, a guaranteed return that's nearly impossible to find anywhere else. That's free money, a reward for patience, supercharging your monthly income for good. It's the difference between just getting by and having a truly comfortable cushion. Imagine two friends, Mark and Lisa. Mark, eager and perhaps a bit tired, takes the benefit at 62. Lisa, strategically patient, waits until 70. After a few short years, Lisa's much larger monthly check will have surpassed the total amount Mark received, and from then on, she's ahead for life. Her patience literally bought her a more secure, more rich lifestyle. This isn't just a dry government program. It's the cornerstone of a personal wealth strategy. For our friend at 40, this knowledge is a superpower. It informs every other decision: how much to save, how to invest, what dreams are truly possible. That future monthly check is a powerful asset, when you get to decide how to maximize. The weight of the decision can feel heavy, but it doesn't have to be a solo mission. It's about aligning this choice with your other resources, your health, and your deepest aspirations. Do you have other streams of income that allow you to wait? Is longevity on your side? This is where the puzzle pieces start to click together. Ultimately, it's a bet on yourself and your future. Claiming early is a bet that you'll need that money right away. Waiting is a monumental bet on a long, vibrant life where you'll want every single dollar you've earned. It's about crafting not just retirement income, but a legacy of financial wisdom. He'd worked hard for decades, building a life and a little nest egg. But then it hit him, what if it all just vanished? A single accident, a sudden illness, could wipe out everything he'd ever saved. That's a terrifying thought, isn't it? True wealth isn't just about the money you accumulate, it's about building a fortress around it so life's surprises can't take it away. Think of insurance not as a boring bill, but as the ultimate bodyguard for your future. It's the quiet protector that stands between your family and financial disaster. For instance, a solid long-term disability policy ensures that even if he can't work, the mortgage still gets paid. That kind of security is priceless, a fundamental layer of any rich life, because it protects the ability to earn and preserve what matters most. So he made a promise to himself, an annual insurance review, just like a financial checkup. He'd look at his health, life, and disability coverage to ensure they still matched his life. It wasn't about fearing the worst, it was about empowering himself for the best. He was finally building a future that was not just rich in money, but resilient in spirit, ready for whatever came next. He imagined his days not as an endless, empty calendar, but as a blank canvas. This future wasn't just about having enough money, it was about having a reason to jump out of bed. Would he finally learn to sail, volunteer at the animal shelter, or master the art of sourdough? The true wealth was in the details of a life well lived, not just the numbers in an account. For some, that vision included a part-time gig that felt nothing like work. Picture a retired teacher, his nest egg secure, happily leading history tour at the local museum for a little extra pocket money and a whole lot of joy. That kind of engagement is priceless, a rich addition to any week that keeps the mind sharp and the spirit young. It's about staying connected, not just staying busy. He knew he had to get specific, so he started a life plan journal right next his financial spreadsheet. On one page, numbers and projections, on the other, dreams and destinations. Maybe it was a small cottage near the grandkids, or a vibrant city apartment for culture and cafes. This was how he would build a rich life, by designing it with intention, long before the last day of work.